Welcome to Jeep Beach News and Views, a podcast about everything Jeep Beach in Daytona Beach, Florida. Here are your hosts, Charlene and Kurt from JBR.
Hey, y'all, and welcome back to Jeep Beach News and Views. Y'all, they laugh at me. Why do you laugh at me every time?
Because it's easy to.
Cute.
Because my prompt is not the best.
Well, you know, the last time we tried this 3, 2, 1, we had to do this like 10 times.
Well, you know, I've got a lot of ping pongs hanging out in my head right now. There's 57 days. 57 days
Guess
to
what?
Jeep Beach.
You know, it's 57 days this time every year.
Well, I feel like it came a whole lot faster this
true.
year.
Yeah,
That's true.
pretty much.
Yeah,
It's
pretty much.
57
I
days
feel
this time.
like it got here faster than it typically
Well, you know
normally
why?
does. Why?
Well, you know, soon
I
as
can't wait for this philosophy.
Okay, the
Let's hear
reason
this.
it got here so
I'm gonna
quick.
have a sip of coffee while
You
he
know,
philosophizes.
it's just like
over
our
here.
show. You know, that 60 minutes, or, you know, it's hard to believe that hour goes by in 60 minutes.
It's super fast.
So
60
that
minutes.
365 days that we have in a year.
Speeding up even faster.
And as we get older,
I think the Earth is spinning faster.
well, I think it is too, because I just realized the other day that, you know, I'm only 2 years from 60.
Hey,
And I'm like, holy.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds like a party.
You could be 60?
I heard it, guest
No.
boy.
Yeah.
How many?
I'll be 58 this year.
Did you
Oh,
hear
I thought
my?
you
did
said
you,
you'll be 60 this year.
No.
2 years.
2 years.
Oh, okay.
2
He's
years.
58 this year.
I've got 3.
Okay,
Yeah,
but did
so-
you hear the guest voice that I heard? Y'all, let us introduce Volunteer Tiffany.
Tiffany. Woo-hoo.
Hey, y'all.
Did y'all hear that? Hey, y'all think she's volunteer Jeep Beach
Yep.
Nation? She knows a thing or two about hey, y'all. And
She's learned.
Yeah.
She
I
learned
still
it.
3
don't
years of
know.
learning.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny, Tiffany, that I ended up with this hey, y'all tagline because I've said it my whole life because I'm a Carolina kid.
Yeah.
And so, hey, y'all is just what we say. And so to continue the hey, y'all thing, it just cracks me up. So, anyway, but I love it. And I love it that Jeep Beach Nation has embraced it
Oh,
with
we
me.
know.
So
Yeah.
it's a thing. It's a Jeep Beach thing, y'all.
It is.
It is.
So, well, we're so happy to have you on with us today, Tiffany. And thank you for being a part of the
thank
podcast
you.
because today we are talking all things volunteers.
Yes.
And we got a bunch of them.
Because guess what?
What?
What's opening today?
Volunteer.
The volunteer
Yes.
link.
Sign up.
That's it. This evening around 7 o'clock. Well, right about the time this podcast drops. Maybe it was open a little bit earlier, but I know today is the day we open the volunteer registration link.
Well, today was a lucky day for us because, as you know, our volunteers, they all work full-time jobs.
They do.
Luckily, we had a lunch date with Tiffany today, and her appointment canceled, so we were like,
Come on.
come on to the radio.
Come
So
and talk volunteers
And
because
volunteer my time.
That's right.
And you've been volunteering with Jeep Beach now for how many years?
This will be my third
Third year.
Yeah.
Already like that. I feel like you guys just moved to town and it's already 3 years. Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy?
I couldn't wait to volunteer.
I love that. What is it? I mean, because you're technically by vehicle you drive, not a Jeeper.
Yes.
But by heart, you are a Jeeper.
Yes.
Which I've heard you're going to win this year's Jeep.
Oh, I am. Let me look
Wait a
right into
second.
that
Wait a
camera.
second.
You have competition.
That's fine, Rob.
I've
I'll
already-
look you right in the eye and I will speak it into One time I was with Charlene and Kurt and they were like, I really want to win this boat cruise. And I looked right at Charlene and I said, you're going to win this. And guess what? She won the boat cruise.
Hey.
So are you saying I'm going to win?
No, I'm going to win.
Oh, man.
So my husband has a Jeep to drive to his
There you
teaching
go.
job.
Oh, yeah. Her husband, my honey, she going to be a Jeep girl.
Rob,
Johan going to end up with the Honda.
you may you may have to buy a few extra tickets.
Which does, by the way, the Honda identifies as
yes,
a
she
Jeep.
does.
Compass.
We've seen it because
Compass.
Well, that doesn't matter. It's a Jeep. This is Jeep Beach, not Wrangler Beach, Greer.
Okay.
It's a Jeep.
I'm just saying.
You know, I didn't know anything about Jeeps until I volunteered. I'm not
And
joking.
what was you? Okay, so I want to hear this volunteer story because if you're wondering, should I volunteer for Jeep Beach? Short answer.
Yes.
What are you waiting for,
Yeah,
right?
so much fun.
But what intrigued you when 3 years ago for you to be like, I am going and I am volunteering at this event? This is crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was backwards. My background is in philanthropy. So knowing that moving into town and knowing that Jeep Beach really is invested in our community and the different nonprofits, I told my husband this is where we need to be. And this is what we need to do. And Charlene happened to see my husband and I dance at an event, and I had maybe 2 conversations with her, and I was like, hey, I'd really like to volunteer. And she goes, great. So you're going to do this, and this, but most importantly, you're going to dance in the middle of the floor so that people will dance around you. And my introverted husband went, I'm sorry, what?
And I love that. And y'all, there's no reason for Johan to be introverted.
No,
he is the most
He's a wonderful
amazing dancer. You both are just so amazing to watch on the dance floor. And
makes us normal people look bad.
No way.
no, they inspire us to look even more amazing.
We'll
than we
dance
already
with
do.
you.
It may
I'll dance with
inspire you.
Charlene, and I'll dance with you, Kurt.
Yeah, it may
Because
inspire
certainly
you,
if
but
Tiffany and Johan can dance that beautifully, we can too,
Well, that's what
baby.
we do. We teach you.
You do teach, and that's what I love. So that really is our first experience
It was.
together from volunteering. So you guys, you wonder, oh my gosh, is it only moving boxes and sweating? No, it's literally so much fun. There's so many different areas of need.
From kids club to the obstacle course, selling shirts is important. Everything. You can find your time and treasure wherever you fit in.
See, I love that.
Don't need a Jeep.
That's right. And you don't need a Jeep, because Jamley is really the spirit of what we do as Jeep Beach Nation. And as Jeep Beach Nation, it truly is about connection. I
Yes.
just feel like the world has lost human connection. And when you come and you volunteer at Jeep Beach, you're forced to connect
Yes.
if you are an introvert, right? And you know what? We love that, because you don't have to be the most outgoing person in the entire world to serve. You can be an introvert, and that's okay. We love you, and we're going to embrace
There's
you.
behind the scenes
And
things
there are
too.
lots of behind the scenes things that we need help with. And so I love that you said that. And I can pretty much guarantee you, Jeep Beach Nation, and anyone listening and wondering, should I volunteer at Jeep Beach? You might not be an introvert when you're done with Jeep Beach volunteering.
Because you're going to meet people from all over the world,
Which
and
is
it's
so
fun.
Cool. Oh, that's so cool. So talk about that. What's the furthest couple that you're married to one of them.
Yeah,
but
my husband's from South Africa, so
very
it's
true
kind of
statement.
cheating.
You are kind of cheating. But aside from Johan, where's the furthest that you've met?
Probably there were parents of a kid from DME that were there, and I'm pretty sure they were from Europe. It was France or Italy. My dad was talking to them, and my dad happened to be visiting during Jeep Beach, so he got he got everything.
He got voluntold.
He did. He sat and watched everything, and that was his volunteering. But I remember him talking about how cool it was to see all the custom Jeeps. And, we're not a Jeep family, so seeing that stuff is really cool while I was mixing and mingling with people from all over. And
it's so amazing. And I love that. We literally in 24 had 36 countries and all 50 states represented in 2024. And that's per our heat map. It's just crazy. Our partnership with Jeep Corporate, we always put a big United States and world map up, and then we go through and we see which countries are represented. This year, for the first time, well, not the first time, but the first time to Switzerland, we've mailed registration packets to Switzerland.
Stop it.
Isn't that awesome?
is
So
so
if
cool.
my Switzerland connection is listening, we love you guys, and I cannot wait to meet you when you get
I can't
here.
wait to see the pictures of
I
a
know.
JB25 sticker in front of the Swiss Alps.
There,
The what?
The Alps.
Alps,
The Alps. Don't you know what the Alps are?
Don't you know what that is, Rob?
Just making sure.
Rob,
Sure everyone who's watching or
Rob,
listening.
just keep over drinking. Just keep drinking.
We
over
have
there.
coffee in these cups. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there.
Y'all have coffee in those cups, but I'm afraid there may be something in that coffee.
It's just good coffee.
Yeah, good
But
coffee.
so Tiffany, what are some of the areas that you have volunteered in? Because you've done a lot. We know you've danced, and and people listen to me, Jeep Beach Nation. You are dancing again this year. If I have to put Johan and Tiffany back out on the dance floor, don't be afraid to get up and dance.
yeah.
Right?
Yes.
All right, because we have some great music coming this year, every year.
I'm really excited about it.
But then what other areas?
Let's see. I sold shirts one year, and for a few minutes, and then got moved to registration. 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 and then got moved to something else. See, the whole point of volunteering is you have to be able to go with the flow.
And
Just
I
like the
love that.
schedule, you need to be able to go with the flow too, because we're outside. So
Right.
volunteers, make sure you pack for all weather. This is Florida. Be
Good
prepared.
advice.
Yeah.
Good volunteer advice.
Maybe you need a rain jacket, something more.
We do have Jeep Beach ponchos, by the way. That's
do.
compliments
Oh, that's good.
of
It is.
myself.
Nice.
Well-
I got tired of putting trash bags on, so I was like, can we please have ponchos?
She's absolutely correct, though, when she says dress warm. Even though it
Yes.
can be warm outside, if there's a rain that comes in for a few minutes,
Yeah.
it gets cold.
Well, last year on Monday night,
I
it was
remember.
extremely cold.
Wasn't
Yes.
that
Wait,
crazy?
the wind?
I think that was the best night we had in as far as
Sweatshirt sales.
sweatshirts and pullover, because I think they almost all went away. But you think about our volunteer. Yes, there is manual labor with some of our volunteer positions when it comes to merchandise, signage, and stuff like that. But if you want to volunteer in that area, you just reach out to us, fill out for volunteers.
It's on the website.
Yep.
So it's literally that easy, y'all. It's just going to jeepbeach.com. You click on the little icon. Actually, I can show you guys.
for those
that-
watching on our YouTube
Yes, so
channel,
for those-
Charlene is going to do a show and tell.
I love show and
Show
tells,
the
Rob.
kids zone. That's what I'm doing
Okay,
this
yeah.
year.
So you're going to be with Jeep and Jody and the Kids Zone. So all my reminders popping up, you guys. But right here on our webpage, I don't know if you can see it. Kurt, hold that side of the computer,
Here,
please.
just let me hold it
All
right
right. And then when you scroll up, oh, what does that say? The full event schedule is out. All you got to do is click the schedule. But then when you come down here to our little icons, volunteer. Now, right now, while we're recording, because they're tweaking it, you'll see coming soon, but this will be live by the time this podcast drops this evening. They're just tweaking it right now. But if you go on there before it opens, you subscribe to the volunteer email list and you'll get all the information. But this evening, when you get to this page, you literally will see the sign up page, and all you do is you read the job description, right? I mean,
Find
it's
what
that
works for
easy.
you, yeah.
What time slots work for you? What area of the event works for you? So you said you're going to do Kids Zone this year.
Yes.
So
This
the
we
Kids
haven't
Club.
done yet, but I know my husband's a teacher and he'll eat that up. So
And I know Jeep and Jody, who is the director of our
she looks
Kids
like
Club.
a ton of fun.
She is. You guys, all I can say is if you're wondering if you should sign up your kid for the Kids Club, the answer to that is yes, because between Jeep and Jody and Tiffany and Johan, I can't even imagine how much fun you guys are going to have this
yeah.
year. It's
Yeah.
going to be a blast. And actually, while we're talking about Kids Club, registration for Kids Club is open. They get their own whole special package of everything year round, not just amazing things during
Yeah,
the
you told
event.
me they get mailed today, didn't they?
They did get they mailed out today.
Yeah.
So the current Kids Club members, if you've renewed your child, they're getting their Q1, their first quarter mailing this week. So
That's
it'll
pretty
be in
cool,
your
Kay.
mailbox, and I'm not going to ruin the surprise.
No.
But they are going to lose their minds. I want one. I asked our team, did we order extras of those? Because I'd like to have one.
The Jeep Beach merch is hot.
Oh my gosh, and it's so amazing. And so sign up for the Kids Club, because Jeep and Jody has just picked herself up some great team leads and some helpers with the Kids Club, and I'm super stoked about that. But your first year there is going to be crazy fun. I can't wait to see it. But y'all, there's everything. I know that our sound team picked up an amazing volunteer team lead this year named Lisa Riles. She used to be with the Boys and Girls Club. We've had a long-standing partnership and relationship with them, and she's moved on to other things and other adventures in her life, but she reached out and said, plug me in. Well, let me tell you something. Y'all better, she's going to be with the Jeep giveaway and the Wednesday night event.
love it.
So just hold on to your horses, because Lisa, she will shame you into buying a ticket
She will. And
because it's for the kids.
well, and the way I look at it, I mean, her job's not going to be that hard since either Tiffany or Rob's going to win it.
That's true.
Right.
I
But
mean,
that's not entirely true. Go buy your tickets.
No, don't.
Bye.
Just congratulate me when I win.
Well, considering that,
and our volunteers are eligible. Rob is a volunteer.
Yes.
Tiffany's a volunteer. You're a volunteer, but you're not eligible.
He's
You're married.
voluntold.
Yeah, you're married to me.
I'm married
so.
to this one, so I can.
That's your gift.
Rob,
To this one.
to this one over here.
There it is.
Yeah, and I can't win a Jeep.
Here I am.
Yeah, but I'm
Come
a
on.
lot bigger winner with her than I am
There
in
it
Jeep.
is.
See?
You must have done
Boy.
something wrong this week.
Boy,
Well,
we've had a week.
Yeah.
Well,
We've had a
well,
week.
she don't remember, so I'm in the clear now. I knew I was in trouble a couple times, but she forgot, so I'm just gonna.
Again, did we mention all those pink
Yeah,
crumbs?
we're just gonna keep on rolling down the road, Rob. Let's talk
Obviously, you
about
could
something
tell
else.
it
Well, no, I
devastated
tell you
me.
what,
I
let's-
don't even remember
Let's
what
go
it was.
back to, let's see, the 500.
Yep.
past
500 was amazing.
week.
500 was
Great.
amazing.
And you guys had a good time there.
We did.
We did. We actually two good things happened there. Met a potential new sponsor,
Several new sponsors.
several new sponsors, and high five. We won the race pool.
Yes,
Oh, we did
that's
win.
right.
No, we're not gambling. We just won fun things.
It's not gambling.
It's not gambling.
No.
It was just
It's
rolling
good
the
old
dice.
fun,
Good
race
old
pool.
fun. Anyway, but we had a great time there, and are speaking with a lot of new potential sponsors that I'm
Yep.
super excited about. Met a lot of Jeepers during Jeep Beach, which was amazing.
During
I
the
mean, during
500.
The
500
yeah.
that come
Speed
to
weeks.
Jeep Speed Weeks.
Yeah.
Thank you, and some that knew very much about Jeep Beach and some that didn't. Actually, a family from somewhere upstate New York, and they were like,
That's where I'm from.
is it?
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember what they told me, but anyway, they were like, that's a long way to come. And I started.
Worth it.
Well, I started showing them some of the social media and YouTube, and they went, wait, what? And they're like, we're coming. They're coming. And literally took the registration card and the
Yep.
Win a Jeep card, and they were like, we're going to sign up. We got to come back.
That's awesome.
And
That's
you
great.
can camp. Our volunteers can camp.
Yep.
Our participants, our vendors, there is camping on the infield.
That's right.
And oh my gosh, the camping is really stepping up, and there's going to be a lot of fun things happening in the campground. So, but you get to camp inside the Daytona
Wow.
International Speedway and be right in the heart of the action.
What a way to meet people.
Right? So much fun. We actually just put some video up from Jeep Beach camping as well as the Speed Weeks camping.
Yep.
And Johnny went out there, and we had the most fun talking to the
Oh,
Jamley
yeah.
and the
Yep.
campground this past weekend. It was just a really, really good time. I know producer Ed camps out there during Speed Weeks.
Yeah.
He does.
Yes,
Yep.
he
So-
does.
We saw him when we rode by,
And we did their whole camp.
Boy,
they
they
set
had a-
up like a little compound. It's
Yeah,
fun.
a big storm went by Friday afternoon,
Yeah.
Friday evening, blew things over. I saw that on the
yeah,
on the
it was
internet.
a mess.
It was straight line winds
Straight line
that came
winds.
through.
It ruined his awning from his.
Oh,
from
no.
his bus. Yeah.
Well, but one other thing that we got to do this week, which is brand new for Jeep Beach, and with our partnership with Rachel at the Speedway, we got to do something
we
very
launched
special.
a new program. You saw a little bit.
You
of
saw a
it.
little bit of it. So Monday, as you know,
The day after Speed Weeks,
That's
or
Speed
the
Weeks.
Daytona 500.
one of our lovely facilities managers at Speedway asked us, would she help with something? And we're like, sure, tell us. Well, the Speedway gets all these flowers in
Oh, I did
for
see
the
that. Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
suites.
Yes.
How cool is this? Listen to this, Tiffany. This is another reason I love our volunteers.
Yes. And she said, Kurt, they just throw those things away. And she told Charlene, she said, I want to do something with them. So she told us her idea. So shout out to Sunbelt, Jeep Beach, and the Speedway.
And Daytona International
National
Speedway.
Speedway. We all-
launched, I'm going to say it.
You
We
say it.
launched the very first ever flower delivery known as the Checkered Flag Flower Project.
Stop it.
And we took all of the flowers that were going to have their life ended at the drop of the checkered flag and find their way to a dumpster. And that didn't happen. Those flowers are still currently spreading smiles this week at the Blake nursing home and assisted living facility. And we delivered over 100 flower arrangements
Yep.
that would have they would have been done, and the flowers were still beautiful.
My conservation
and
heart loves that.
Yes, and so we just took all those flowers. So a huge shout out to Rachel for having the vision, and we were just very honored. Sunbelt stepped up and brought the vases over because the florist has to take those vases back, and so we had to transfer the flowers from the florist vases into vases that we didn't need to get back. And so we did that, and then took them over to the Blake and delivered them to them. And oh my God, those little ladies and men and that little precious. And so many times the nursing homes and the elderly that are living there, they get overlooked. They might not have family close by. They might, you just never know somebody's situation. So with the Checkered Flag Flower Project, that's a lot to say. The Checkered Flag Flower Project, it's spreading smiles after
I love
the
it.
checkered flag drops.
That's
so I am
amazing.
Yeah, that was a really amazing day. We were all dead dog tired on Monday morning, but when we made the delivery to the nursing home, it was everything.
Again,
it was
volunteering
everything.
your time, making you smile.
Yes,
right?
and that's it. And that's what's so beautiful, Tiffany, is that it is work, and we won't pretend like it's not work,
Right.
but it's short shifts. It's typically, now you can stay on an extra shift, but I think you sign up for a 4-hour shift at a
Yeah.
time.
4-hour shift.
And when your shift is over, you get to go enjoy and see what's happening around the event and whatnot. But it does bring so many smiles, and it creates literally lifelong friendships, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's also, I think I mentioned this before, it's making the change and being the change. I think so many times we talk about doing the change and what we're going to do and how we're going to save things and how we're going to help, and we're not being the change. We need to be the change, and being the change is by volunteering our time, our talent, and our treasure. It doesn't necessarily just have to be your dollars.
correct.
Too.
No, your time, talents, and treasures are what we need more than anything most of the time, because it does take so many people to make Jeep Beach happen. So Jeep Beach Nation, just remember when you are here, and if you are not volunteering, that Jeep Beach literally is run and operated by a group of volunteers. All of those people out there in the different colored shirts, and everybody has different colors depending on who we need to grab for what emergency may or non-emergency, just whatever need may arise, right? We know by the color of shirts that people are wearing who can handle what. But with that said, please be kind to the volunteers when you come in, because they are volunteering to create an amazing experience for you, Jeep Beach Nation. So please remember that. These people are not getting paid. A lot of them are taking time off of work without pay, or taking their personal vacation time and spending their vacation volunteering and working Jeep Beach. So please be kind. We have the most amazing group of people. Our event directors are everything. And our new volunteer event directors for this year, Jeff and Debbie Dorber, have done an amazing job. Debbie is a flight attendant, so she's probably in the air right now. Jeff works his hind end off on some of their own entrepreneurship platforms that they have in their family. And then in the evenings, they volunteer working with one of our board members, Michael Tangway, putting together this entire volunteer sign-up sheet that is just truly amazing. Reaching out to organizations. If your organization as a whole wants to volunteer, please reach out. It's as simple as emailing info@jeepbeach.com, and our info team will get it right over to the volunteer team, to Jeff and Debbie. They will reach out, and they will help coordinate when and how to volunteer.
That's a really great idea, because a lot of companies give you time off.
And they match the dollars.
And they match the dollars. So that's a really great thing to look into if you are in a company that does that.
Couldn't agree with you more.
And also our high school kids who need community hours.
Yes, but you have to be 18
or older.
If you are younger than 18, you have to have parents' permission. And we try to not take without parental guidance and supervision during the event if you're less than 16. So 16 and 17-year-olds can come without a parent, but you have to have parental permission. If you are 15 or under, and we don't take much younger than that, because it's labor intensive.
Yep.
So we can't get into some things. But for our high school, especially our high school juniors and seniors that need those community service hours, or football teams, we have Seabreeze football that steps up, DME, basketball team, volleyball teams. So we have lots of sports groups that step up. So again, reach out to info@jeepbeach.com. We will get you right to our volunteer team. And if you're an individual wondering, should I sign up? Even if you're from out of town.
Do it.
Tiffany said do it. I didn't say do it. Tiffany said do it.
We've had out-of-towners
I
come
was
in and
gonna ask
volunteer
that.
first of the week.
Yep.
They'll come in and volunteer the first weekend or Monday or Tuesday night, and then they have the rest of the weekend to do what they want to do. But we do have
How
people
cool is that?
See, now-
come in and say, we just want to help.
I've met people from all over, like I mentioned, but I haven't met volunteers from other states. I
Yeah.
think that'd be really fun
Yep.
to meet volunteers from other states.
And we get
as well.
lots of them,
Yes.
lots of volunteers from other states. So again, Easy is going on, and like I said, once this podcast drops, I'm pretty sure that link, if you watched the whole video and you saw where it said coming soon, that's because when we recorded this podcast, they were still making some final tweaks before they put the link live. But it's as easy as going to jeepbeach.com, clicking on the volunteer icon, and it's going to take you right to a whole schedule of what is needed, what the job, a little brief description of
Yep.
the job that you would be doing, and the time slots. So it fits your schedule. We're not telling you, he gets voluntold, you get to volunteer.
Yes.
So, and Tiffany,
Yes.
you volunteer. Thank you for coming and speaking on behalf of all the volunteers and just the
Of course.
experience
Yeah.
of volunteering at Jeep Beach and how exciting it is and
It
how
is.
fun.
It's a whole behind the scenes tour.
It is.
Yes, it is.
And you never know where you're going to find yourself.
That's
and,
right.
and so it's just, it is. It's an adventure. It's a volunteer adventure.
Well-
but Jeep Beach Nation, go ahead and say what you were going to say.
You figure
'cause-
last year your brother came down from Myrtle Beach thinking
did.
he was just going to come down and check out the event.
he delivered parts.
He got thrown onto a utility cart, and I said, just go to their car. And he's like, are you kidding me? I'm like, nope. So he spent all
He was
Friday and Saturday.
voluntold.
He was voluntold that day.
Well, it's in the blood.
But he's back in. He said, do I get the same job? I said, yes, you get the same job. So most people, once they find a spot they like, they volunteer every year.
And it's just phenomenal. And you know what, Jeep Beach Nation and all the other organizations and nonprofits out there, thank you to each and every single one of you volunteers for doing what you do, because this country would not be the best country on the planet like it is right now if it wasn't for the backs and the labor and the gifts and the talents and the time of volunteers. You guys are the heartbeat of Jeep Beach and truly the heartbeat of so much good that happens in this country. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Tiffany.
Well, thank
Thank
you
you,
guys,
Tiffany.
too. for
All right,
allowing
you
us.
guys. So jeepbeach.com, click on volunteer, and guess what? I promise you, if I see you, you're getting a hug from me because our volunteers are everything
Are
to
amazing.
me. I love you. I love you. I love you. And we'll catch you next
See
week
you next
on
week.
Jeep Beach News and Views. Bye. Y'all.
That's a wrap on Jeep Beach News and Views. Be sure to subscribe for future automatic downloads to your favorite podcast player app. Got a comment? Or would you like to be featured on Jeep Beach News and Views? Email us at radio@jeepbeach.com. That's radio@jeepbeach.com. Until next time, keep all four on the ground and your tops down.